Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Victoria. I'm a mum of 5 in the UK. I do homemaking, home education, and the occasional haul on this channel. Now, I have been decluttering in preparation for moving house, but I sort of fell off it because one, we had Christmas and a flu bug, and two, I've not been getting anywhere on the council list as yet. So it kind of put me off a bit, and then I thought, no, I'm going to get back on it. You'll see in a minute. I decided to tackle like the worst area of my house, which was the cupboard under the stairs. There's another cupboard that leads off the kitchen that was a downstairs toilet. I wouldn't have used it anyway because I kind of think a toilet in your kitchen's a bit disgusting, but the council had ripped the toilet out anyway, so it's just a big cupboard. And I did declutter that the other day and didn't film it. I got rid of a few things, but a lot of it went back in because it was like camping stuff, Christmas decorations, suitcases, things like that I need. You can't store anything in the attic in our house because the house is so damp and mouldy and wet. Everything in the attic just gets wet and it'll be ruined. But so even though I didn't really get rid of much, the fact that I'd had a good look through it and I knew I wanted everything and I put it all back in properly was still worth the time. So the one under the stairs, you'll see in a minute, is disgraceful. And it got to the point where we couldn't fit the pool in it. So the pool was leaning against the fridge freezer and you couldn't shut the door on it anymore, which was also a problem because the electric box is in there. It had just got worse and worse and worse, and I was 90% sure everything in it I wanted, but I didn't actually know unless I went through it, and I was wrong. There was loads of things I got rid of. So I'll show you in a minute. I know a lot of people will be like, how did she get that so disgusting in her ass? Look, love, it's the cupboard under the stairs. Every family's got cupboards that are full of junk. And the reason I kept putting off doing it was because it seemed such a big job and I just seemed really overwhelmed by it. And every time I looked at it, I thought, that's awful. Or I'm just busy. I'm a mum of 5 kids. We home educate. My husband's carer. All these other things I'm doing. And it just seemed like such a big job. I also didn't want the toddler around while I was doing it, because I rightly suspected that it'd be a dirty job and that there'd be stuff everywhere. So I had to also wait for a time when the toddler weren't about. So I apologise because the lighting when you look in the cupboard isn't that good. But that's because I decided to do it on a Thursday night while my daughter was at Brownie's. So I had to sort of do it really quick, then rush up to Brownie's to get her afterwards. But it didn't take as long as I thought it would. And I felt a lot better that it was done. And I can shut the door on it now, which you'll see. And the pool fits in it now, which you'll see. And it's all nicely stacked and organised. And it didn't take as long as I thought it would. And I feel better for doing it. And I will have learnt nothing from that experience. It will probably get that bad again. The other thing I want to say before any haters or lunatics comment is, yes, there is a massive laundry pile on the back of the washing machine. It's clean stuff that needs folding, and at this point in motherhood it was tackle the cupboard under the stairs or tackle the laundry. Haven't got 27 arms, so I decided on this occasion to tackle the cupboard under the stairs, and tomorrow I'll do the laundry, and then within a couple of days the laundry pile will be back because there are 7 people in this house and that's how it rolls. So yeah, that's all me disclaimers. Oh, that was me doing my hot pot. I made too many potatoes. So what I did was I thought, I'll put the spare potatoes in a bowl. But the bowl weren't big enough, so I had to get a bigger bowl. And then them spare potatoes are fried up as fried potatoes the next day. That's playing a cuddle with my daughter. I didn't think we looked anything alike, but looking at that we do. That's why I've included it. So, the cupboard. Look, it's got really bad. You can't, there's things leaning against the fridge. You can't shut the door. And I thought I need to do this, so I did it. There was a few, as I'm emptying it out, there's a few bags bags for life that are full of other bags for life. And normally I get rid of them, but because we're moving, I thought, well, I'm going to need them when we move. So I thought, well, I'll keep them. I did some careful editing here because my 14-year-old was just in his boxer shorts and he kept wandering into shot. There was a bag full of documents and things needed. There was a bag full of photo albums. Well, there was 2 bags full of photo albums, which I decided to move somewhere else more suitable. There was random stuff like that broke brush with a manky teddy on it, and there was the carpet cleaner machine. But the carpet cleaner machine box was in there as well, but empty in a different place. So explain that to me. So there was a what was there? There was a car seat booster. There was a yoga mat, which is my 14-year-old. He uses it for working out, and then he just dumps it in the thing, and that's going to stop now. We're going to find another place for it. What else was there? There was a couple of empty boxes. There was an empty box for a wee thing, and we haven't got a wee, so I don't know where that's come from. There was lots of wrapping paper, which I forgot I'd got, so I didn't need to buy any more at Christmas. I found a random bag full of ornaments and mason jars, which I must have put in there to keep safe when I emptied the kitchen window out one year to put seedlings in the window. Then I forgot it was there. There was my fan I used from belly dance class. There was the pool life jackets, but I moved them into the other cupboard with the pool floaties. What else was there? I don't know. There was loads. There was a pair of safety boots, steel toe cap boots, and I said to my husband, "Do you want these?" And he was like, "They're not mine." I was like, "Aren't they? I thought they was yours from before he got sick when he was at work." And he was like, "No, they're not mine. They're not even my size. So who knows where they come from?" There was a bag of shredded paper, which I think somebody gave us for the guinea pigs, but it didn't work out because it made such a mess, and I must have just put it in there. There was my husband's college folder from when he got his craft baker qualification, which is full of recipes. There was my second son's christening gown, which was gorgeous and maybe a bit weepy. Lots and lots of random shit. Oh, there was a Moses basket, which I haven't used for years. It was my oldest son's Moses basket, and I just kept it because it was special, because I had all them years of infertility. Bags of sellotape, bags of COVID tests. When I had my now toddler, the midwife wouldn't come out unless we'd done a COVID test, and we didn't have any COVID tests. And Carol, who I work with, have to go to the chemist and get me some COVID tests so that the midwife would come. So we took one and then shoved the rest in the cupboard. So I pretty much emptied it. I got it down to some photos, some to the husbands, a bag of photos, and my memory box. There was my third son's pram cozy toes, which I'm still really in love with. There was some newborn baby clothes, and I couldn't believe that my big boys fit into these tiny baby clothes. I'll be keeping them. And in my memory box, there was photos, baby, which is a doll I had as a kid. Lots and lots of notebooks full of writing. A picture of me on my 19th birthday, look skinny. When I was going for fertility, I was looking up IVF, and I was writing down the IVF process and people who have been successful with it. And in this little notebook, I stuck loads and loads of pictures of pregnant women or women with babies to try and keep myself motivated. And I'm keeping the book because it reminds me of that time in my life when I was so desperate for a baby and I was going for infertility. Yes, that was quite a find because I'd forgotten all about that. And thank God I've got 5 kids now. I'm so painful infertility. I found a script for a play I did for GCSE drama, Shakers. I was Carol. I was the fat one. Lots and lots of birthday cards. More photos of me. Young and thin and daft. Oh, I found some old dance exams I'd done as a kid, the certificates. And I found lots of little notes off my mum and lots of cards off my mum, which was lovely to read. And it made me think about I know my mum and dad's handwriting in a heartbeat, and it just made me think how we've lost that with technology. We don't write as much. I found my textbook. Me and my mum did our personal licenses together, and we memorised these textbooks. And I found the comedy hour book. Me and my friends at school thought we were going to be comedians, and we had the comedy hour book where we used to write sketches. I didn't read it in case they're rubbish. They probably are rubbish. But I'd like to imagine in my head that I was a potential French and Saunders and not realise that we were rubbish at it. Lots of drunken photos from my teen years. We did Victorian Day at school in year 6, and my mum sewed me a little smock thing to wear for Victorian Day. I've still got that. Get a flat stomach in 14 days. I did them exercises religiously. I never got a flat stomach no matter how thin I was. And lots of little bits like my stocking when I was a kid, nursery rhyme book. I found a fundraiser leaflet that I'd kept because I remember doing it with my mum and my granddad, and my mum and my granddad's signatures are on it, so I've got that. Little toys like Sebastian off Little Mermaid, which mean a lot to me. There's a little purple suitcase, and in it is all, and a big photo album of photos from my school days. But in that little purple suitcase is all special things like notes from my mum, one note from my dad, which I didn't read because I thought it might upset me, but all the ones from my mum I read and made me so heartwarming. Just things that mean a lot. My pregnancy diary from being pregnant with my first kid was a lovely find as well. They didn't give them out any other pregnancy. It was just a nice thing to have. Train ticket to go into Skegness on my 19th birthday with my mum. So many little notes and things off my mum. It was just lovely, and some of them predate my mum and dad splitting up. That's why they say mum and dad on them, even though they're my mum's writing. So everything was nicely stacked, put away, we fit the pool in, could shut the door. Job well done. So if you like that video, please subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.